AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Night 2 starts with Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears, and Spears can use a steel chair but Jericho can't. During the match, Tully Blanchard tries to interfere and Sammy Guevara comes out to stop him, and Jericho wins with the Judas effect. After the match, MJF says none of Jericho's friends can interfere in his upcoming matches, and MJF announces Jericho's match next week will be a no disqualification match against Nick Gage. Doc Gallows with Carl Anderson in his corner versus Frankie Kazarian, and Gallows wins with a choking sit-out powerbomb. After the match, Kenny Omega and Don Callis come out, and Callis says this is what happens when you mess with the elite. But Hangman Adam Page comes out and starts punching on with Gallows and Anderson. Then the Dark Order come out to help Page fight, and Kenny runs off. Wheeler Yuta with Orange Cassidy in his corner versus Darby Allin with Sting in his corner. During the match, Cassidy and Sting face off and do Cassidy's soft kicks to each other, and Darby wins with a coffin drop. After the match, Blade drops Cassidy with brass knuckles. Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero in her corner versus Britt Baker with Rebel in her corner for the AEW Women's Championship, and Britt wins with the lockjaw. We see a press conference from earlier today between Santana and Ortiz and FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, and they get angry at each other and get in each other's faces. Andrade El Idolo comes out and brings out his new executive consultant, and it's Chavo Guerrero. Chavo says he heard AEW is the place to be, and he sees a lot of talent in the back, but none as talented as Andrade. Then Pac, Pentagon and Phoenix come out, and Andrade says Pentagon and Phoenix shouldn't work for Pac, and they should work for Andrade, and Pac says they don't work for him, they're all family, and Phoenix says himself and Pentagon are the face of the Latinos, and then they go to the ring and Andrade leaves. The Blade with the Bunny Alley in his corner versus Orange Cassidy, and Cassidy wins with a Superman punch. After the match, Cassidy gives another Superman punch but with brass knuckles on. Backstage, Chris Jericho says he's bringing the most demented Jericho next week to face Nick Gage, and says the Painmaker is coming next week, and turns around to show that his face is painted. John Moxley versus Lance Archer with Jake Roberts in his corner in a Texas death match for the IWGP United States Championship in the main event, and Lance Archer chokeslams Moxley through 2 tables with barbed wired boards on them, and Moxley does not respond to a 10 count, so Archer wins. New champion, and after the match, Hikuleo from the Bullet Club gets in the ring to face off with Archer because Hikuleo is the #1 contender for the US title. We'll see you next week for the next Dynamite highlight.